You're watching Psyckadeli TV.
Hi, I'm Magnus from the band Psyckadeli. Today at Psyckadeli TV, we're going to have a look at some settings that I have done to show you how to use the Electro Harmonix, the 8-step pedal. For this demonstration, I'm using a Sur S3 with a mahogany body and neck, and also a Blade California Custom for a drop D tuning. I connect the guitars to a Digitech GSP 1101 and a TC Electronics G Major 2. My amp of choice is a Laney VH100R, and this amp has been modified by Tommy Folkesson. I control everything via MIDI with a Rocktron MIDI Raider. I have connected the 8-step pedal to my Digitech GSP 1101. In this unit, I'm controlling different parameters using the expression pedal input on the back of the Digitech unit. You are also able to control any pedal that has an input for an expression pedal that you might use. So only your imagination is the limit for what you can use the 8-step for. In my rig, I have a MIDI pad that is sending out a MIDI clock signal to all my gear, so that everything will be in sync with each other. You can also use a MIDI clock signal coming from a recording program like Logic, for example. The first sound is a sound I'm using in a Psyckadeli song called Stand Up. I'm using 2 sliders on the 8-step just to turn the volume up and down. This gives me a cool effect when I'm using it together with a nasty distortion sound. A really cool feature in the 8-step is the way you can control it via MIDI. As you can see, I have my 8-step pedal in my rack, but I can still control the switches via MIDI. I used to have a problem with the sound you just heard because it would end up being out of sync with the rest of the band sometimes. By programming the MIDI pedal for this patch so that it will send a program change with a value of 101 every time I press the pedal for this patch, I can start the sequence from the beginning and be back in sync with the rest of the band. For this next setting, I'm using a distorted sound. This is something to be used for a couple of chords in the beginning of a song, for example. The possibility to use the MIDI board to return to the first slider is easier for me to show within this setting. This is a sound that will sound different if you start playing in the middle of the sequence, so then you might want to start it from the first slider to always sound the same. So I'm going to press my pedal board, and then you can see on the sequence light that the pedal will start from the first slider again. It's very handy that you can press the pedal during when you're playing and get the sequence to start over, and then it will sound the way that you want. In this next setting, I have created a pattern that will run while I'm playing a guitar riff. Because the riff and the 8-step runs in the same tempo, the slider setting is always going to be on the same notes, making the wah-wah sound just the same at the same note all the time. This will create a really cool effect. This is a sound that everybody that doesn't know what an 8-step pedal is will wonder how you did it. So this will probably impress some of your friends. In this setting, I've set the pedal to control the wah-wah sound, so it'll be more of a sweep kind of sound. The sound will change during a long sequence, going from a bassy sound over to a trebly sound. I've changed the glide settings so that it'll be more of an even change between the values. I've also added some delay settings to the sound, and there's a link to a video that explains how I've set this sound up in the end of the video. So my last tip about using the 8-step is something that I'm not going to show you. This tip is about turning an effect on and off. In my rack, I can program the 8-step to turn an effect on and off by using the slider in the highest and lowest setting. So I might use the first 2 sliders to turn it on, then the next 3 sliders will turn it off, the 1 slider on, and then the 1 slider off. For example, you could create some really cool effect using this method as well. As I said, only your imagination is the limit for what you can use the 8-step for. Well, that is everything for today. I hope you steal all my ideas and make them your own. If you come up with a cool way of using the 8-step, then go ahead and do a video about that, so I can steal all your ideas. If you have enjoyed this video, please check out Psyckadeli TV's YouTube channel for more videos. You can also find our website at psyckadeli.com, and why not be friends with us on Facebook. I hope this has given you some cool ideas on how to use the 8-step pedal in your rig. So now go and explore the 8-step pedal from Electro Harmonix right now. And of course, use it for good, not for evil.